I am delighted to welcome Scott Young, our SVP of Content and Production, who's going to give us a flavour of how we're celebrating the countdown to the Games from today. So thank you for joining us, Scott. Firstly, as we mark 1 year to go today, just tell us about the new content Warner Brothers Discovery is going to be offering as part of the Road to Paris 2024.
Well, great to see you again. Great to be back here in the Cube. Look, this is a momentous occasion for us because it's not about 17 days next year. It's about 12 months and how we fill out an amazing slate of content between now and when the Olympics kicks off in Paris. And it's about taking people on a journey. You know, the athletes are already preparing, you know, and our role in the Olympics is to tell the story of the athletes and be there to show the celebrations of when they achieve their goals, and those momentous occasions that they have with their friends and family, which many athletes have not been able to do since COVID has had a pretty big impact in the last couple of Olympics. So for us, it kicks off with Paris la vie sportive, which is a commissioned documentary to show the amazing impact that the Olympics has had in Paris since 1924, when it was last held there, to 2024 next year, and also what happened to Paris and France over that same 100-year arc. So it's an amazing commissioned documentary. It's narrated by Thierry Henry, who's not only very clever in football, but also in languages, in English, French and Spanish. So when that kicks off, I think that's going to be a spectacular beginning of our road to what is going to be an amazing Olympics. We also have the Olympians, which again follows further journeys of athletes. We have the power of sport, which is going to have a very particular Olympic flavour. And then as we get close to next year, in January, we'll launch the Super Six, which is a phenomenal documentary on 6 amazing athletes and their journey to Paris.
I have to be honest, this build-up for me is almost as exciting as the Games themselves. I absolutely love it. Now, we know that the Olympics are going to fall in the middle of an incredibly busy period of live sports. So how does Paris 2024 fit into WBD Sports Summer, essentially?
Well, it's quite an amazing timeline, and as we're experiencing right now. I mean, we really hit our stride when the Giro starts, Giro d'Italia. We get into Roland Garros, which is also going to play a major role in the Olympics. We then hit Wimbledon, and then, of course, the Tour de France, which has just finished for this year. And you know, that amazing run-up of content that then launches on July 26, which is going to see an opening ceremony unlike anybody has seen before in the Olympics. The Paris Committee wanted something to be revolutionary to launch the Games, and they've certainly found a way to do it. So I think we're going to see a spectacular summer of sport that continues to build the narrative into the Olympics. And alongside of tennis and cycling, which are extremely important to Eurosport, you know, we're going to see those athletes come out in a different way, not just for themselves, but for their country when they're actually competing in Paris.
We're going to be completely spoiled, aren't we? I can't wait. Can you give us a flavour then of what to expect from Warner Brothers Discovery's Game Times coverage?
Well, we're going to have an immersive coverage of the Olympics. Our role is now to make sure that if you love the Games, you can see every minute of every sport that is covered. So we're going to find out that in 32 sports and across 329 Olympic events, we'll make sure, and of course in our 20 languages that we broadcast in nearly 50 markets across Europe, that if you're an Olympic fan, you can watch a dedicated live sport across our streaming platforms. Or if you choose to sit back and just enjoy the Olympics on your Eurosport channels, then you can sit back with your favourite drink on the couch and watch it sail by. But our real plan is to be immersive. We're going to be in this phenomenal city, which is Paris. And some of the most famous landmarks in Paris are going to be turned into Olympic venues. One example is beach volleyball under the Eiffel Tower, you know, which is going to be absolutely spectacular. You'll see equestrian at Versailles, you'll see fencing at Grand Palais. So I think you're going to see some of the most highly regarded venues that tourists and you know, even locals love to go to, now turned into spectacular Olympic venues. But for us, it's about the athlete's journey. You know, and we're going to have a very special Warner Brothers Discovery Sports Europe home, which we'll release soon, where we'll have athletes come and join us and tell us their stories about the Games in different markets across Europe.
The Olympic Games is one of the greatest platforms for storytelling, I think, that we have in the world of sport. What is going to be the point of difference for viewers coming to Warner Brothers Discovery? If you're watching on Eurosport or you're coming to WBD's digital platforms like Discovery Plus, what is that point of difference going to be?
Well, the first point of difference is it's on your time, on your own favourite platform. It's going to be totally immersive. which means you can sit at home and watch it on linear channels, or you can watch it on any one of our portable streaming channels. You can watch it on Eurosport's app and our .com platforms. You can watch the written word, you can watch the video, you can watch the clips, and our own digital teams that will be all across Paris and France, and including surfing in Tahiti, because they've spread this as far and wide as they can. It's that, no stone will be left unturned. And I think, we don't really focus on what everybody else is doing. What we focus on is the fact that we have the ability to unearth the Olympics in every form possible. And if you're a sports fan, and the Olympics draws in a very new sports fan every 4 years for Summer Games, then this is going to be a very immersive experience.
Scott, thank you for not only giving us all that detail, but for getting us all so excited about it. I'm going to have so many tablets and screens up and running to be able to watch this in every way possible.
See you there as one of the presenters, running around unearthing those stories.
Yeah. I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait. Thank you, Scott.
Pleasure.
Now, let's take a look at some of the great content and programmes launching across our channels and platforms as part of our Road to Paris 2024.